Welcome back to Twisted Life of TV. I am Poetry. You are here for another recap and review of The Handmaid's Tale. This is season 1, episode 5, Faithful. We got like 5 more episodes left to go of season 1, but season 6, the final series, does begin on Wednesday, April 8th. They are posting 3 episodes on that day. I will not be reviewing all 3 episodes that day. I'm going to break it down. We're going to get episode 1 probably Thursday, episode 2 over the weekend possibly, and then episode 3 will probably hit Monday or Tuesday, and then we'll pick up with the regular weekly schedule the following week. I am also doing a giveaway. Over the years of reviewing this season, I have gave away 3 sets of these books. If you would like to own a copy of The Handmaid's Tale and the Testaments, this is coming as one set. I will not be breaking it open. Then you will join our giveaway. The giveaway is going to begin in the first episode of season 6. Okay, and then I will be giving away the books by the season finale. I'm going to do the whole year, the whole time frame in which to gather information from you as the viewers on who's going to actually win these books here, and that way you'll be prepared before the Testaments begin next year. Okay, so let's get on to it, y'all. Let's get right on into it. June has gotten comfortable, a little bit too comfortable with Fred. She's sitting up there, got her shoes off. She laying leisurely across the floor, right across from Fred, sipping on a glass of bourbon. All the things that she should not be doing in this particular time frame. All she needed was to let her hair down and light a cigarette. That's all she needed to do. They are 34 Scrabble games in, and they really are starting to enjoy each other's company. He's letting her win because she likes it. She's flirting with him because he likes it. He even buying her gifts, or at least obtaining her gifts, a magazine, a beauty magazine, the Forbidden Fruit. I couldn't say the rest of the word. They're not allowed in Gilead. She thought all the magazines of beauty standards had been burned. Okay, but Fred tell her it's not forbidden with him. What you need, I got, girl. What you need, I got. He is falling for her. Okay, and she is playing a dangerous game. She's playing a very dangerous game. Okay, now she started to read the magazine, and in the magazine is teaching women how a man, what he would do if he is interested in you. The first thing on the list is buying her gifts, and there it is, for presenting her with gifts. Okay, we go back in the day. Moira is leafing through June's dating app, swiping left on everybody that she sees. Even June's profile pic should be swiped left on, she says. So she decides to ask this random man what he thinks her profile picture should be. Lo and behold, we get to meet Luke, a stranger who's not on any dating apps, which tells me he may be married. No, that can't be true all the way, because I'm not on any dating apps and I'm not married. Anyway, he's not on any dating apps, okay? So he starts to flick through the photos and help them choose a picture. And him and June is having lingering stares at one another. It's the same kind she had been giving Fred while they were playing their game of Scrabble. June's playing the game, okay? He grabs his food, says goodbye to the ladies, and Moira like, bye cutie. And he was fine, okay? And June say, he married. Again, that was my first thought too when he said he went on dating apps. But I'm married. I'm not married. But I'm not on dating apps. But anyway, June was like, he married, okay? And I was like, well, what makes you say that, June? Did you notice a wedding ring or something like that? Because he didn't say something. He didn't say he was married. And Moira was like, he can't be married acting like that, because she saw the googly eyes too. She saw the smoldering looks they was giving one another. And I was like, well, June, if you felt that he was married, then why are you oogling him like that? Okay? Back in Gilead, the next morning, Nick comes in while June is having breakfast. And there she go with them googly eyes as well, making them at him. Rita notices. Rita notices the lingering stares that Nick is giving back to June, and she asks him, "Don't you got somewhere to be?" He's like, Nah. She said, must be nice. Well, at least June thinks it's nice. She feels that he keeps accidentally running into her, so he must like her. He must want her. That's step number 2 in the book, in the magazine. So, Serena Joy comes in and pulls her out into the garden. She want to have a little conversation with her. And June thought that maybe her and Fred had been found out, and she waiting on her demise. She think that Serena Joy must be setting her up to wait for the eyes to show up, send anything. She thought about it. Well, maybe I could take her ass out first. No, she over there looking at them garden shears. They looking mighty sharp. I could jab them right into her neck. But Serena Joy is asking her about her pregnancy. What's going on? You pregnant yet? Anything happening? And she's like, no. And she's like, well, that's fucked up, because your time is running out here. One of the things that they say in Gilead, you are put with 2 or 3 different families, and if you can't produce a baby, then they ship your ass off to the colonies, right? So Serena Joy makes her an offer that she couldn't refuse. Literally, she really couldn't refuse this if she wanted to. She was trying to make it seem like it was an option. It was an indecent proposal, to say the least. Okay, she is pretty much tired of June screwing her husband. Pretty much scared of June screwing her husband without getting any fucking results. If they have been playing Scrabble for 34 weeks, she's been there damn near a year. And her and Fred have built this bond over this 34 weeks of flirting and playing games with one another. And the reason why I'm saying it's been almost a year, a week is only 52. A year is only 52 weeks. And we know she had been there a few weeks before they started the Scrabble situation. And they usually play Scrabble ceremony day. That's usually when they play, or the night before ceremony day. Okay. So Serena Joy, she said it must be free. Okay. Just like the doctor had told June, most of the men there can't have babies. So that's what Serena Joy is like. It gotta be him. You're not our first handmaid, and she didn't get pregnant either. But for some reason, she knew Nick could possibly give her what she wanted. So she offered June up to Nick. Or Nick up to June. I'm not sure which one. Either way, Nick said he agreed. Of course he would, because he wants June too. She's not lying. She's not wrong about the fact that he's been making googly eyes and lingering stares at her. He wants her. Remember they got close to her, almost had that bated breath kiss? He wants her. But June is like, well, what about Fred? Okay, what about Fred? Serena Joy like, damn him. Okay, this is about kids. This is about having babies. Okay, well, June suggests, well, what about the doctors? I've heard rumors about them, Serena Joy said, yeah, I've heard them too. But we need somebody we could trust to do this. So June agreed. And it's on. Serena Joy was relieved, as if she had a choice. And they're going to do it this afternoon, right after June comes back from the grocery store. So June goes down to the market. The whole crew there. Janine is in there talking about her baby as if she has rights to it right now. Alma's like, girl, you need to be really calm about what you're saying. Calm down. You shouldn't be talking about stuff like that. And Janine look at her and say, hater, I can talk about my damn baby if I want to, right? So June joins them in the small talk, but tried not to talk too much because of Glenn, the new one, is with her. She's standing right next to her. And she don't trust her 1 iota. But guess who else is in the building? The old of Glenn, Emily. And June makes her way over to talk to her. I wouldn't speak to her ass. I wouldn't speak to her at all. But Emily don't know that June was one of the reasons that she got caught up. Okay. June is the one that confirmed to the eyes that she was indeed gay. And now she walking around castrated. So June come up to Glenn. Hey girl, hey, good to see you. And she was like, of Steven now. Okay, that's my name now, and I'm good. And I don't know, June asked her another question. I can't remember what the question was. She's like, I said I'm good, okay? Then June starts to question her about what happened, really. What did they do to you? She wanted to know more information, not really in concern for Emily, but she wanted to know more information in concern of her own safety. That's all that really was. You said there was an eye in my house, okay? Who was it? And she said, I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. But then I think she thinks about it. Her conscience wouldn't let her just be a bitch like that. And she's like, it's getting too dangerous for me to be a part of it. She dropping her little subliminal hits and stuff. And June was like, a part of what? Part of what? Mayday. Okay? Then the new of Glenn comes over and pulls June away from the conversation and tell her don't ever do that shit again. That she was a crack whore. She was a crack whore sleeping with men behind dirty dumpsters in the alleyways before this all happened. And what they have done for her here in Gilead is provided her a way of life in more ways than she could ever have hoped for. And she would not allow June to fuck it up for her this time. She's living a good life in her mind. She's not like Emily. She would never be. The people are nice to her. Whatever happened to Emily ain't happening to her. So check yourself, okay? Check your motherfucking self. And she said all of this with full heart while they were standing in front of dead Martha swinging on the vines or swinging on the wall. What they stringing them up with? They got some long cords to string them up with too. Well, June went home, sat in the closet waiting on her moment to be with Nick. And time has come. She got to go bust it open. And June, Serena Joy came in and fetched her, took her to Nick's apartment, the one that's over the garage. And June starts to get nervous, okay? Not because of the threat of the eye and finding out and she being put on the wall her damn self, but she was getting nervous because she was feeling like, I'm cheating on Nick. Why is that? Why do I feel this way? It's because I'm cheating on Nick. I'm cheating on Luke. Oh, these 4-letter names. And that's because you want Nick, girl. You want Nick. You actually feel like you are choosing to be with Nick, okay, in this matter, like you have an option. And because of that want, you feel guilty, okay? So now we flash back, and June is having lunch with Luke. How the fuck did we get here? Okay, how did this happen? Because they didn't exchange information. Did Luke save her profile or memorize her profile and joins the app just so he could reach out to her? Did she find him to reach out to him? How did we get here? We don't know. But it is confirmed he is indeed married. And they both sitting there pretending that this is only a lunch and they not really cheating. We just friends, we just meeting up. But June won't tell Moira they meeting up because Moira's gonna feel weird about it. And he ain't telling his wife either. He lying to her and saying he's still having lunch at work. Why the lie, Luke? If that's all y'all doing is friends. And then they start to fantasize about secret rendezvous that they could have, giving hypotheticals of how they will hook up and what they will buy and things of that nature. The location, how would they do it? Would you pick me up? Would you surprise me? It wasn't hypothetical though. They were just talking in code. And next thing we know, they got a room. She brought lingerie. And they not eating lunch no more. Okay? That won't be the only thing that he eating. Okay? They wasted no time. They skipped right over the appetizers, went straight for the main course, didn't even put their luggage down before they came to the door. I don't even know if the door locked for real before they start getting busy. And as for present day, here she was about to hook up with Nick, skipping right over the prayers, okay, and taking the blessing that she felt she was getting given. But then June got on the bed and got in a ready position, and they realized that Serena Joy wasn't leaving the room. Okay, so then it made things awkward. Nick unzipped his pants and mounted her the same way in which Fred would mount her, but he put a little back into it. You know what I'm saying? All the while, Serena Joy waited in the back of the room and stared on, especially when the sounds of ecstasy started coming from Nick and June, the moans and the deep sighs, and Serena Joy looking over like she was watching a bad porn. Okay, and then they both came. They both orgasmed. And they both felt humiliated by it afterwards. But only because Serena Joy was in their room. Trust me. As soon as they stopped breathing heavy, something that she doesn't do when Fred's mounted on top of her, Serena Joy was like, "You pregnant yet?" Girl, it don't work that way. It don't work that way. Okay, Emily is at her crib. And it's, again, ceremony night there as well. But her mistress is trying not to work at all. She said she felt a little bit sick. And she wondered if that was cool with Emily. She didn't want to do the ceremony. But Emily tell her, you can't be sick every month. So it's no telling how long she's actually been there. But apparently, She's been lucky enough not to have to do the ceremony. However, in a world like this, it's not so lucky at the same time, because just as June, if she's put with this family, this is at least her second one that we know of, and she can't birth no babies, you still in trouble, girl. So avoiding sex is not helping the situation. So now we go back to the Waterfoots, and June still has to do her duties with Fred. She just busted down with Nick, just nutted all up in her. She ain't took no shower. She had to go lay down because they wanted to make sure that the egg had time to travel or the sperm had time to meet. Okay, and so now she got to go fuck Fred, and she trying to signal to him while they're in the moment to not get too intimate. He started filling up her legs. He started leaning into it, trying to throw a little back into it as well. His breath's getting heavy, and she can't control it either. She's starting to feel it down there, and it makes her scared because Serena Joy is watching. Or is she? Serena Joy got her head turned, trying not to look at her husband, and he's looking at her like, bitch, don't you see me? That's how he looking at her, right? And June is like, no, don't do that, don't do that. So afterwards, she went to Fred's chamber to chastise him. Don't you ever touch me like that again in front of her. I mean, June's got the side chick rolled down, so she know what to say to him. And in this moment, she's got so comfortable with Fred that she feeling like they in a relationship. Okay? Or at least he believe it. So she gonna treat him like, since he believe they in a relationship, she gonna treat him as such, right? So she chastised him. You know, she said, you trying to get me caught the fuck up. You trying to get me put in the fucking colonies or worse. Okay? He like, but it was fun though. Okay? It's our little ceremonies be a little bit too impersonal. Now I had a little fun. Okay? And he said, you know what? Let's have some fun now. You want to play a game? More games than we already playing? Fred knows. Fred knows something is off, right? He pulls out another magazine to us. Say, here you go. I'm sure you want to read this, right? And then they start talking about the fun, you know, that they used to have. And you can tell it's really contentious, the conversation itself. June was like, yeah, we used to have choices, okay? We used to have choices. And then Fred tell her, well, now you got stability and a safe place, a safe space to be fruitful and multiply, because that's all the God designed you for, okay? Ain't shit else to live for other than having babies. And June said, well, what about love? He said, that's a fallacy. Love is a farce. Glenn, your friend that used to be next door, she thought that she had love with that damn Martha. So he was doing all those little nasty women things, right? She should have been put to death, according to Fred. But since she can birth babies, we showed her a little fucking mercy. So June was like, what? We showed her mercy. What the fuck did you do to her? Okay? Snip, snip. Snip, snip. Now she can fulfill her duties without giving in to lustful desires. Okay? He said every love story ends up in tragedy if you wait long enough, June. Okay? June's breath get caught to her chest. She starts to tremble. Fear sets in her eyes, and she excuses herself. But not before Fred tell her, look here, we thinking we making the world a better place, okay? And somebody's gonna get the short end of the stick. June leaves, okay? She doesn't bother to creep out. She just walks out and she's in shock though, you know. She runs into the kitchen and she throws up and ends up running into Nick. There he is again, just popping up out of nowhere. June asked him flat out this time, what the fuck? Why are you here? You spying on me? You and I? And he say, just go to bed, okay? Just go to bed. He didn't say no. And she asked him, do you know what happened to Emily? He said, yeah, I know what happened to her. She said, why do you know what happened to her? You wanted him? You know because you wanted him? He told her, look, you should be down here. Go back upstairs, go to bed. He said, don't tell me what to do. Don't you tell me where to go, okay? Again, she in his side chick mind frame. And he said, look here, you need to listen to me. I'm trying to keep you safe. It's not safe, okay? And then he tell her, I am. He did a little head nod. Yeah, I am an I. But then he apologizes because he said, I couldn't say no to Serena Joy. I couldn't say no. So I apologized for that. June don't care about the apology. She wanted to fuck Nick, okay? So she asked him again, just tell me the truth, okay? Tell me the truth. You're an I or not. Like I said, he said, yeah. Now go to bed before I report you. Now, people looked at that two ways when this first season first happened. They looked at, he just told her yes so she could shut the fuck up and go to bed. He really wasn't an I. And I took it as fact. Because I ain't never trusted Nick from the beginning, okay? He been with them a long time, Serena Joy said. Long time. He ain't new to this. He true to this, okay? So back in the day, June tells Nick, tells Luke, why do I keep calling him Nick? June tells Luke, I want you to leave your wife. Typical side chick behavior, right? And then he say, okay. Sometimes dudes get caught up with their side chicks. Look at Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys. They've lived a happy, long life after. Didn't Gabriel Union and Dwayne Wade start dating while he was married too? They live a happy life after. Sometimes it can happen. So June thinks, good things gonna happen to her too. And he said, fine, he'll do it. He'll love her anyway. What else can he do? And June says, I love you too. Now, the next day at the market, they run into Emily, and she apologized again. I know what they did to you. Glenn tried to verbally, the new of Glenn, tried to verbally cockblock her. Like, June, bring your ass over here. Bring it over here, right? First of all, chick, I'm not your ward. I'm not your ward. Then Emily tell her, Mayday can't use me anymore, but they can use you. So June said, well, who are they? Where can I find them? And for the first time, they learn each other's names. At the same time, Glenn comes over and grabs June like a child. Like your mama used to do in the grocery store and pinch you in the back of your arm or she take you by the ear, say, come over here, you stay by me. Don't you fucking move, right? You know how your mama used to do. Okay. Then they noticed there was vehicles. This is an open market, and there was vehicles dropping off commanders' wives from time to time. And one slipped up and left the vehicle unattended, and Emily dashed for it and ran, hopped right in. She took off. But it looked like she was just going in circles because she didn't know where the fuck she was going to go. She just wanted the freedom to be able to take the wheel, okay? And she circled by the Guardians at one point, and they drew guns on her, ready to shoot. She said, fuck it, threw that bitch in reverse and took down two of them, knocked them down like fucking bowling pins on a slick alley, baby. Janine was over there cheering like, yes, girl, okay? June, she was trying not to smile. And then one of the Guardians that she had hit was laying in front of the car because she hit his ass. She rolled back over, laying in front of the car, right? And Emily sitting there like, what the fuck am I gonna do? What the fuck am I gonna do? He was in her path. She sat there for a spell, and then she put the pedal to the metal, baby. Crushed his ass like broken dreams. Crushed him. Blood, guts, and everything he ate for lunch for the past 3 days was just sprayed all over the fucking concrete. And she didn't keep going though. She stopped again. So she stopped long enough for them to break the window, and they snatched her ass up out the car and took her away. I was so excited. I was like, yes, Emily, do that shit, baby. What was Thomas Jefferson quote? I rather, is that Thomas Jefferson? Oh, that's an old Negro spiritual. And before I be a slave, I'll be something in my grave. What is it? I gotta look it up, child. Before I be a slave, It's the Old Freedom Song. I think we talked about this before. Old Freedom Song. What is the lyrics? No, I don't want that. I ain't got that much time. Okay. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Okay, yeah. That was Emily. That was her battle song right there. She didn't give a fuck what was finna happen to her in that moment. She was not finna continue to be a slave if she had anything to do with it. Okay, but back home, June comes in, and Serena Joy questions her about how she feeling. She heard about what went down in the market, and June says, "I'm fine." The same thing that Emily told her when she was in the store. She really wasn't fine, but she's not finna let you see her sweat. June, she eyed those shears again. They were sitting behind Serena Joy on the counter, and in her mind, you could hear her say, "I'm gonna get you, bitch. I'm gonna get you." Serena Joy tried to tell her, look, Emily wasn't built for this, but you are. Okay? You's kind. You smart. You's important. You was meant for slavery. That's the bullshit she was telling her. And June is like, thank you, boo. Then June went to her room. She sat there and she thought. They didn't break Emily. At least they didn't break her like they thought. She still had some fight in her, okay? She looked invincible in that moment. And June felt invincible herself. So what did she do? She decided to take control. She decided to take the wheel. And she goes back to Nick's and to go bust it open. That's the best thing that she knew how to do. You know, that's the best way she knew how to take control of her life. Is to take control of who and when she decides to have sex. And earlier in the scenes when we saw her and Luke, she had, demanded to be on top. She did the same thing with Nick. She made sure she put herself on top. She feels in control that way. I first thought her ass was trying to leave and to walk out because I forgot this scene. And I thought, because she had walked out the gates and everything, but she hadn't went off the property. I thought that she was about to be invincible. To leave and be inspired to go the same way as Emily to fight for her freedom. But instead, fucking was her empowerment. Okay? To be able to choose who to have sex with at her own choice, when she wanted to, how she wanted to, was her free will. And that's all she could muster at this particular time as a form of defiance. That is the end of the episode. I want to thank y'all for watching. Like I said, I'll be dropping the next 5 episodes within the next few days. This is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah. And then Thursday we'll get season 6, episode 1 preview. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.